The last time the Porsches hit the track, a young Kiwi star was on the rise.
It is all Johnny Reid. He's going to take a win. Johnny Reid cleans them up in Perth.
But for the rest, it was a dogfight.
Now he's getting a bit of a run from behind. That's tight stuff. Looks like he's got a puncher and he's taken out Barker.
Now we head to a track that's an open book to these machines. This is round 3 in the Porsche Carrera Cup from the streets of Townsville. Well, we've been starved of all Porsche racing action in the Carrera Cup, which has been on something of a hiatus between the last round and this one over the last couple of months. Former Series Rookie of the Year James Moffat's with me today, and James, the great thing about this category is it's never been here before, so no one really knows what to expect.
Exactly right, and I'm sure the drivers will be itching to get back out there, and the teams for that matter. I think probably we'll see maybe the more experienced guys like Stephen Richards and Craig Baird, who have a bit of experience on the circuit here, might help them out this weekend.
We're really looking forward to seeing the Porsche Carrera Cup here in Townsville for the very first time. This championship revived for the first time since 2008. So to bring up to speed ahead of round 3, here's the latest. Heading to Townsville, it's a familiar face on top of the point score. Stephen Richards' debut year in Carrera Cup has been solid so far, and he leads the title chase, just 4 points clear of two-time champ Craig Baird.
At Perth, we were fast enough, managed to get our first win there. You know, Craig Baird is a fantastic driver. Johnny Reid, Michael Patrese, Ben Barker has probably been a bit of a surprise packet to everyone. So the competition is really fierce, and that's great. It's a good category to be involved in.
For Baird, a trip to the Porsche Carrera World Cup at the Nürburgring in Germany has him sharp for Townsville. After all, there were only 96 other cars in the race to take on. Racing among concrete walls here should be a breeze.
I'm probably a little bit fortunate that I ran here last year in a Fujitsu car. I guess Stephen Richards is probably prepared better than anyone else as far as track miles go. But in saying that, so far Johnny Reid's been the quickest and he's a rookie here, so we better pull finger.
Kiwi duo Johnny Reid and Daniel Gaunt are next best in the point score, with Reid winning the last round in Perth. Despite a lack of experience in street racing, he's ready for the challenge.
We've got dust and debris, you know, silt and everything offline. It's even on the line at the start, but you've got to sort of pick your passing manoeuvres in the race and just read the grip level throughout the weekend, the whole time, reevaluate the situation. And that's what I'll be doing this weekend, and I think that'll be the key to winning races.
Gaunt has new backing for this weekend and joins Matthew Coleman at Money Choice Motorsport. He's still reeling, though, after a tough round in Perth.
Problem, right front in the air, smoke everywhere.
Got a puncture early on in the race. It was just a slow leak, and then all of a sudden it let go, and going down into the bowl, collapsed on the left rear, and unfortunately was having an accident, and Ben Barker decided to join in, and it was catch up from there.
While the professionals have been slugging it out, the elite class has been just as tight. Max Twigg leads from Theo Konduras, but Kiwi Paul Kelly has been making moves. The Perth round winner missed the first round due to the earthquake devastation in his hometown of Christchurch, New Zealand. But he's here now and making up ground.
Personally, I've got a lot going on at home. A lot of insurance issues like a lot of other people at home. And you know, there's one thing that you cannot think about when you're in one of these is the troubles you've got at home, because you don't have the time. So it's actually quite it's quite good for me mentally to be here, to tell the truth.
This is round 3 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Australia. Michael Patrese qualified on pole for race 1, just 0.08 of a second in front of the last round winner, Johnny Reid.
It's a lockout on the front row of the grid for McElrea Racing. Patrese with his first pole, but Johnny Reid has got the jump.
Even start from those McElrea Racing boys. Daniel Gaunt sitting there in third. Up the inside now of Reid into turn 1.
And that's Stephen Richards behind Ben Barker. The Team BRM Porsche, the young Englishman, around the outside, and Craig Baird is a lot further back than we're accustomed.
Contact there for Mark Noski, the guest driver this weekend. Looks like he's got some fluid leaking from the front of that Porsche.
Of course, the radiators. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
The bid for Jace.com Porsche, which our good mate Jason Richards was going to drive this weekend. He's going to concentrate on his fight with cancer, so Nosk has taken the wheel this weekend, but race one is done already. Patrizzi leading, Gaunt, Reed, Richards, Barker. Then Craig Baird in the Dutton #1 car, and Max Twigg, the best of the elite category drivers.
A good start here from Stephen Richards as we go on board. Plenty of wheel work through that fast turn 10. Having a look up the inside of Johnny Reed. Can he pull it up? Bit of contact there with Barker. Trying to sneak through, following Richo. But Richo moving up from starting P6. He's up to third already by the end of the first lap.
And Baird gets the move done on Barker.
Patrizzi held guard for the first few laps, but was soon under fire.
The young Western Australian is up against it. The young Melbourne-based Kiwi, Daniel Gaunt. We'll see these boys in the V8 Supercar endurance races later in the year. It's been an impressive performance by the Austria Porsche. But Gaunt, with his new back end, his new look car, is down the inside and he's going for the lead.
Big move up the inside. He came from a long way back there. Nice job, though. Nice and clean. He's had good speed all weekend in this money choice Porsche. And now he's out in front. He'll be stretching his legs.
Fastest man on the track, Johnny Reed, position 4.
Series leader Stephen Richards hadn't capitalised on his track experience in Townsville, only qualifying 5th, and was keen to make amends.
On board the laser plumbing and electrical Porsche with Stevie Richards, of course. He's raced here the last 2 years for Ford Performance Racing in the V8 Supercars. He knows his way around here, and that's a massive move. He won't make it.
No, locked up the right front tyre there, and Richo chose to get off the brake.
Whoa! Slots in behind Ben Barker, but he wanted to save that Michelin tyre.
Exactly right. These guys only have 2 sets of tyres for the weekend, so they have to manage their tyres very carefully. But quite an uncharacteristic there. We see there, Richo, he's had a look up the inside of Patrizzi, locked the right front, and had no choice but to go up the escape road.
After a slow start, Johnny Reed was starting to get up to speed.
The SimGen Porsche with our Barbagallo round winner is closing in. This guy's been there and done it. He drove for New Zealand in A1 Grand Prix. He's been in Europe racing F3000, Japan in Formula 3. He's done a little bit of V8 Supercars as well. He is a real hard charger, and now he's launching a move on his teammate.
No doubt, he's a real talent, Johnny Reed, and we'll probably see now his car looks like it's coming on a bit as this race is going on, Aaron. He was a bit weak early on in the race, but passing his teammate Michael Patrizzi there for second.
Michael Patrizzi's problems were far from over.
Here's Craig Baird, fresh back from Germany in car #1. Ben Barker, so impressed with this young Englishman. He's a big, tall guy. He's Garth Tander-like in his height, and he's certainly got some skills behind the wheel.
Look, he's been a real surprise packet this weekend. Patrizzi up the escape road at turn 7, so he'll be able to rejoin, but he'll have to readdress. He'll let Johnny Reed go as he does. So fortunately for him, he had a bit of an escape road to go up instead of a concrete wall waiting for him. But back on Ben Barker, he's done a fantastic job so far this year.
Reed closed the gap on his fellow Kiwi, but Gaunt never looked challenged.
A couple of Kiwis on their way home, and normally we'd think that one of them would be Craig Baird, but Gordon Reed, they have come to play. Daniel is the reigning New Zealand GT3 Cup champ from over summer. Johnny Reed's won races there as well. They're stealing our trophies.
Exactly right, but fantastic way for Daniel Gaunt to welcome a new sponsor on board in Money Choice. What better way to win your first race with them?
And he bounces back from that disaster at Barbagallo. He takes the win from Johnny Reed. Our pole man Michael Patrizzi is 3rd. Baird is 4th, Barker 5th, and Richards recovers for 6th. Max Twigg, the best of the elite drivers, in 7th. But for Patrizzi, he couldn't quite transfer pole into a race win.
Well, Michael had a bit of everything. Obviously, a little disappointment in the end.
Yeah, look, I mean, there was oil down at turn 1 and turn 2, a lot of oil, and you saw Richo go skating off, and I was just a big soft, I won't say the next word, into turn 1. And once Johnny went past me, he's my teammate. The rule is we don't fight, and after that, the lap times were okay, but just track position wins these races.
When we return, it's all the highlights of race 2.